Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and commodity, gold and silver. Just in case you're new to the channel, just to remind everybody that CAD EOS is going to have an airdrop coming up. Snapshot will be December 1st and the airdrop day will be December 20th. Make sure you transfer your EOS out of the exchange to the EOS account in order to qualify for this airdrop. Also, EOSBET is having an interactive airdrops. In order to qualify for this airdrop, you have to play the game, roll the dice, and the airdrop is automatically deposited to your EOS account. So don't bet on something you cannot afford to lose. If you're interested, you can click the link below. That will help out my channel. Make sure you log in with your scattered wallet in order to play the game. Also, BetDice is having a lucky draw as well. So for every 1 hour, you can do your lucky draw. So I just did my lucky draw and then I think I got 0.005. This is free money. So you just do whenever you have time, just do a lucky draw. That will be fun. Also, when you just first log in using your scattered wallet to the BetDice, automatically you can get 1,000 dice token. So don't miss out on these freebies. You can bet on using the dice or you can bet on using the EOS token. So you can check it out. Also, you can click the link below. That will help out my channel as well. And so before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming airdrop giveaway, Harvard or ICO. Also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. And let's talk about the Bitcoin versus gold and silver as well. So Super Crypto published this article probably a few days ago, and he basically called for the correction of 95% of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was 20,000. When Bitcoin was when people are very bullish about Bitcoin, he basically saying that there will be a 95% correction back in December, and he made the right call, absolutely. And then he said, so far we have 70% correction. The final capitulation is yet to happen. So I talk about this probably. I talk about the fourth type. You can also go back to a previous article that was back in February. Fourth dimension, Bitcoin-Manipulation-Cartel, and Price-Suppression. I talked about it probably at least 6 months ago. And let's get into it. So his ideal investment distribution is 30, 30, 30, 10, which is gold and silver 30%, real estate 30%, cryptocurrency 30%, cash and stock is 10%. Currently, he's light on crypto and stock. So he said he's not a Bitcoin bear, and he does not make predictions, nor do he gives targets, but he project a harsh reality that a lot of people doesn't want to hear. They want to hear the moon boy, they want to hear the Lambo, right? So here his channel is not a hopium, pumping hopium channel, and for many followers hate him because he is being consistently pessimistic about the Bitcoin. Back in December, when Bitcoin is 20,000, he's pretty, when everybody is so bullish, he's bearish. He's called for 95% correction. He is right on the money. And also, most of the people tell him gold and silver are dead, is already dead as an investment. It's dead already. Why technically superior digital money, Bitcoin will win the safe haven. Another argument is Bitcoin will shine in recessionary environment because money will flow from the stock market to the Bitcoin, and he doesn't think so. And remember last week, October 10, we have a stock market crash. The Dow is dropped more than 800 points in just one single day. And I also talk about this article in my previous video. You can go back to my previous video. Let's see. So in here, I talk about that probably 4 days ago. We have a global reset. And this is pretty eerie because this Economist magazine fund coverage, this was published on January 1988. You have a phoenix. They have a coin hanging around the phoenix, 10/10/2018. And there's a fiat currency burning underneath the phoenix. So they already predict something is going to happen on 10/10/2018. That was more than at least 2 decades ago, 1988. So So do you think this is really a coincidence, or do you think there's a global reset? Please comment below. I would like to hear from you. So also they said money will flow from stock market to Bitcoin, but this is not the case last week. The money basically flow from, let's see. So in terms of, let's see. So money actually did not flow from Bitcoin. It flowed to the US Treasury. It's considered the safe haven for the if the stock market crash and all that. This is traditionally for the traditional investor. They consider US Treasury is the safe haven, and ironically, US Treasury is like just printing money out of thin air, right? So they have tons of with the 2008 financial crisis, the Federal Reserve balance sheet has been increased almost 3.5 trillion since the financial collapse. So, and ironically, people fed to the when there's a stock market crash, and then there's a panic, they go to Treasury, and then also they throw to gold a little bit on gold later on. On that day, they go to US Treasury, and then subsequently they go to gold. And in terms of silver, not much. I mean, there's not much spiking in terms of silver. And let's get back to the article quickly. So we talk about there's a mini stock market crash on October 10, 11, and 12. And here is the chart that will help you understand how assets performed during this crash. In Dow Jones is negative 6% and negative 1% in terms of the asset performance for the fiat currency, and a negative 7% for Bitcoin. And in terms of gold, it increased to 0.3%. This was not supposed to happen, right? And also US Treasury. You can see the US Treasury as well. It goes spike up. Used to be like 2.8 some percent, right? In terms of the 10-year bond yield, and it all the way goes by up to 3.243. This is significant. It's not that. It's not anything 3.2 is considered significant. And let's see. So the fear index hit 5 on October 10. So people are very fear because of all of a sudden the Dow Jones dropped like 800 points. The fear index is at the max. And at the max, people fed to US Treasury, and then subsequently they the money flow go to gold. And the fear index is extreme fear. So you have extreme fear, you have greed, and you have extreme greed. So this is pretty interesting. So when you look at the Dow Jones performance, there's a mini stock market collapse on October 10 and 12. And US dollar performance also dropped as well. It is really interesting because usually the US dollar and the stock market has an inverse relationship. When the US dollar is going down, usually the stock market going back up. And vice versa. When the US dollar is very strong, then the stock market may not be doing well. So but right now they are not inverse relationship. They are they correlate with one another. That is pretty interesting. And also the Bitcoin performance, of course, go downhill as well with the stock market crash, because a lot of I think one boy in the channel, in different YouTube channels, saying that the stock market will throw if the stock market crash, it will throw the Bitcoin. That's not true, because with so much fear in the market, and they consider cryptocurrency is a high risk asset. They don't consider as a low risk asset. So for traditional investor, so traditional investor will go to US Treasury, go to gold for the safe haven. So in terms of the gold performance, from October 10 to 12, it go back up a little bit, 3%. Initially, they go to the US Treasury, and then they flow slowly to gold. How about silver? Silver is like all flats. Maybe, I think they increase a little bit. Let's go back to the silver chart. See, in terms of silver, let's go to about 1 month. So in terms of silver, go back to October 10. So October 10, it was dropped, and then it just actually went down October 10 when the stock market crashed, and then it's slowly creeping up on October 11. The silver price go back up a little bit. On that day, it was dropped when the stock market crashed. This is so interesting. And it go back up and it go back up the next few days. So right now it's level off. So this is pretty interesting. It is not going up as well. So in conclusion, based on his theory and all that, everything will be equal. Bitcoin will be late to respond to safe haven demand, and I will see gold is leading the way for Bitcoin and silver. And also gold and silver, gold, silver, Bitcoin, in terms of silver, it will be the maximum gain. The reason why is the gold to silver ratio is pretty low right now, it's pretty high. Let's see. So the gold and silver ratio is almost 80% compared to during the hyperinflation. The gold and silver is like 15. So right now we have if the gold and silver ratio that high, that means you have room to going down. That means the silver price will be higher than what we are right now if there's a hyperinflation coming and all that. So here they're talking about hyperinflation environment. All three of them will fly. Gold, silver, Bitcoin. Silver will be the ultimate winner because it will look at the maximum gain. And you can also here say why is that. You can also why is the future bull market or silver, and why Bitcoin is lagging behind, because as of now there's still a lot of green juices left in the Bitcoin than in the gold and silver. Green will fully be green will be fully squeezed before an asset is allowed to the moon. Gold or silver suppression scheme continue even after 8 years. That's very true. There's a very gold and silver price suppressions. In his view, gold, silver, Bitcoin are under siege, and why you can visit the cartel post. So this talk about there's a price suppressions for the commodity market, uranium, gold, and silver after the introduction of the future market. Gold and silver has been suppressed ever since then. Sounds familiar, right? Just like Bitcoin, the CBOE, CME, they introduced a future contract of the Bitcoin. Ever since back in December, remember, Bitcoin is at all-time high, and then they introduced a future market. Ever since the future market introduced, Bitcoin has been suppressing, has been going downhill. And at the time, a lot of YouTubers are very how can I say, are very bullish, saying that, oh, it's good that we have a future market, blah, blah, blah. At the time, I'm very pessimistic, seriously. Anytime financial institution using those instrument derivatives, stuff like that, it will manipulate the market. And at the time, I'm not very happy the institution come in with a Bitcoin future market at the time. So just be very careful out there what you listen. You got to do your analysis as well. And let's see. So let's go to why. Where is the future market of Bitcoin or silver? He talked about that, and I probably will talk about that in my next video. And in the next video, I will probably talk about silver, cryptocurrency, stock market, gold, Federal Reserve balance sheet, and also the money supply, gold to silver ratio, the global debt, and also derivatives, and how all this interrelated with one another. Because you cannot just look at just cryptocurrency. You cannot just have a tunnel vision, because all these are interlinked one another. So this is important that you see the overall big picture, and then you can do your own analysis. Always after you listen to people, or if you want to educate yourself, after you listen to people, make sure you do your own analysis as well. Or don't listen to anybody, just do your own analysis, because it will cloud your judgment if you listen to somebody else. So always think critically, because it's important that you don't want to be just listen to the YouTube channel. It's a moon boy, Lambo, and all that. You got to be realistic as well. Right now we are still in a bear market, and we got to do our own analysis. That's very important. And in the long run, I'm bullish in cryptocurrency and also commodity as well. And I forget one thing. Just talk about this one. So the SH, I guess a lot of people know about SH is a pool shares of S&P. If you anticipate S&P is going to go down, you buy it in anticipate the S&P go down. This is a reverse ETF. And some people, they have a stock portfolio. They also put SH as a hedge against to reverse. I mean, it's like a reverse trade and all that. So if you're not familiar, don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor, but I just want to let you know there's a reverse ETF as well. And on that day, on October 10th, because of S&P dropping, not S&P dropping as well. The Dow Jones and S&P also dropped on that day on October 10 because we have mini stock market crash on that day. You can see the SH is spiked up because anytime the stock market crash, the SH will go up. This is just a hedge against your portfolio. But don't put your money into something you don't understand, okay? And this is just for your information. I'm not a financial advisor. Please use the due diligence, okay? And I think that's about it. So so the next video, I will talk about the relationship between the stock market, money supply, and Federal Reserve balance sheet. We have over 3.5 trillion balance sheet because of the QE 1, 2, 3, 4, and QE basically quantitative easing, printing money out of thin air from the Federal Reserve, from the previous two chairmen. And we'll talk about those, how all this can interrelated with one another with the cryptocurrency as well. So if you find this video helpful, please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe. You don't miss out the upcoming airdrop, giveaway, token swap, or ICO as well. Also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. Also, please comment below what do you think about the upcoming cryptocurrency market. Do you think we are going to have a bull run at the end of this year, or the bull run will be next year? And do you think cryptocurrency is the future of in terms of digital asset and everything, or you still prefer the traditional market, stock market, or the commodity? Please comment below what do you think about the future of the cryptocurrency market. I would like to hear from you. So remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency or other ICO has inherent risk. Please use your due diligence.